family here. This is week 1 of our journey, and boy did it get off to a rough start. We barely made it out of Florida, not just alive, but on a plane. We had to change, I think, 3 different flights.
Countless flights,
4
I don't
flights.
remember.
Yeah, at least 3 or 4 just at the airport before we even got there. But we had managed to get out of Fort Lauderdale on the last flight before they closed the airport and started our trip on our way to California.
We actually flew into Vegas. We were originally supposed to fly into San Diego, where we were starting our journey, but the only flight out they could get was to Vegas. So we took that flight, got to Vegas, and then once we got there, we had no clue how we were going to get to San Diego. And of course, all the flights were booked solid. So we ended up getting put on a standby list for a couple hours later for a flight to San Diego. And the agent was super, super kind, and she said a lot of times people in Vegas don't show up for their flights, so you have a good shot, but I can't guarantee anything. And thankfully, by the grace of God, we got on a flight, all 5 of us, got to San Diego. We arrived in San Diego, I want to say around midnight, crazy late, with our 3 kids who were such troopers. And then we took an Uber to our first Airbnb in San Diego, and that ended up being a hot mess. We got dropped off, and there were like 5 grown men like sitting right outside our door drinking and having a good time, and our Airbnb door wasn't even like locked, and the back door to it was open, and once we got into it, it looked nothing like the pictures.
Let's just say that there's usually before and after pictures when people redecorate something. We seen the after pictures on the computer and walked into the before mess.
Yeah, and it was so bad that even Jack said, "Mommy, I don't want to stay here." So this is at midnight, our first night in San Diego after traveling for over 24 hours. Dealing with countless flight cancellations because of Hurricane Irma. And so Jeremy was left at midnight to search for another place to stay to start our journey in San Diego. And he ended up finding this amazing hotel on the waterfront in San Diego. But it meant we had to catch another Uber ride at like 12:30, 1 o'clock now in the morning with our 3 kids who are exhausted, and check into that hotel. And once we checked in, it was beautiful, and it was all perfect, and everything worked out amazingly. And we finally got a good night's sleep, and then the next day we officially started our journey in San Diego.
Yep, so we got to explore the little areas around there. We jumped around through the port, got to go visit the USS Midway. The kids had a blast on that, jumping from jets to airplanes to helicopters, and just having a field day on all the old aircrafts and boats, and even getting to try out, what was it, the Naval Test Flight Simulator. Yep, had a blast.
They loved it. That was Caden's first experience, and Jackson's, and Caden cried a little bit, but he did awesome. Yeah. And then, so we did so much when we were in San Diego. We tried lots of food, so good. Yeah. We took
Coronado Island.
Yep, we took a boat. We took a boat to, how do you say it? Coronado Island, and then we rented bicycles over there, and we drove around the island, let the kids play on the beach, which was freezing cold water, but they loved it, California water, and then got ice cream over there, went back, and what else did we do?
Experienced a little more of San Diego, hit up some of the parks, water slides. Love the parks over there, just the atmosphere. After that, we took a trip up to La Jolla. I had some of the best tacos that we've had so far on our journey.
We went to Children's Beach in La Jolla, which is where you can get, you can see the seals and swim in the water there. And the kids loved that. That was really our first experience seeing seals. And they loved seeing that. Had the amazing tacos. La Jolla is just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful town. I love it. I could live there, except I think the property, like, the houses are like $5 million probably. Not cheap. So beautiful though. And then in La Jolla, we also went and got make your own ice cream sandwiches, which was seriously the best thing ever. Gosh,
Yeah.
so delicious.
Florida needs to jump on that and get some ice
We
cream
don't
sandwich
have that.
chains.
Yeah, we
going
don't
on
have that in Florida yet. But it's literally fresh baked cookies. You
Or
pick out your
brownies.
cookie or brownies, and then you pick out your ice cream that you want to put in it. They put it in, and then they can top the sides with whatever toppings you want. And it was so amazing. And then from there, we went to Laguna Beach, which was another highlight. We love Laguna Beach.
Yeah.
We stayed
Absolutely beautiful.
at an Airbnb there, and it was beautiful, perfect. The only downfall was that there's no air conditioning in a lot of beach units that we're discovering. So we've learned that you really have to read the listing to see if an air conditioning unit is included, because in summertime it gets hot and you still have the ocean breezes, but it's still hot. And in wintertime, it's no problem. But most of those beachside units don't have air conditioning. So that was the only downfall, is that it was a little warm. But other than that, it was a beautiful unit.
Yeah.
You could walk right to the beach. We loved it. And Laguna is a place that we could also live in.
Yeah.
It was
a
pretty
beautiful
awesome.
place to jump off and start exploring, from the 1,000-step beaches to the caves to the boys climbing on cliffs to jumping and swimming in the waves. It was a little bit colder than Florida water, but it was still beautiful.
So pretty. So yeah, we'll definitely be back to Laguna and La Jolla, and we love San Diego too. And the weather is probably one of my favorite things about California. Is it's just beautiful weather all the time. You walk outside, and I think I remember people saying, "Gosh, it's humid today," and I was like, "This is not. This is beautiful. This is not humid at all. Oh my goodness, my hair was like straight." So awesome first week in California, and here are some of our highlights that we experienced that first week in California. Bye.
See you guys.